I have composed some interesting questions. I thought I would do that today since it's a rainy, horrible day outside and I really don't feel like doing anything. So, number one, describe the day you were born. My mom always tells the story that I couldn't wait to enter the world. So they go to the hospital, and the hospital was so busy, my mom ended up almost giving birth to me in a hallway. Yeah, so I couldn't wait to be there, and I couldn't wait to be in the world, and I was ready, and yeah, here I am. Number two, favorite letter of the alphabet. I'm gonna have to say R, just because I like the letter R, and people with R names, like Ryan, for example. Which TV show do you wish was real? That's easy. If I could take a hybrid of a couple TV shows, Doctor Who, good show. The Big Bang Theory, even better show. And Glee, and combine it to be this musical genius time traveler who's in a high school glee club from time to time. Oh my god, I would so watch that show. Number four, when was the last time you cried? I think about a month ago. I remember like crying, and like wasn't one of those like tears, no sound. It was full sound, whimpering, shaking, that sort of stuff. 5. Describe your dream partner. I'm not the type of person to go for looks. Usually I like people's personality, so if you can make me laugh, if you're creative in any way, and I also like people who are super nerdy and proud of it. 6. Which parent are you closest to? Growing up, I was super close with my mom, and I could really talk to her about anything, and it was awesome. But now I'm kind of not that close with either parent. 7. Tell a story about a childhood memory. Growing up, I had this dog. His name was Snickers, and we had this big house with an awesome backyard, and our two dogs could just run outside and play all the time. We had a swing set, like a little picnic table, and the dog run thing that the dogs were attached on. Snickers walked over to the picnic table and dug this massive hole. He was a little guy too. I was walking from the swing set to the picnic table or running or something, and I got my foot stuck in the hole. And from that day on, I would always tell people, oh my god, my dog, he dug this massive hole in the backyard. Just because he was so tiny, and I thought it was awesome. Number 8. Were you any good at hide and seek? No. I would be the loudest, usually the first person to be found, and I'd always have to pee. Number 9. Guilty pleasures. Horribly romantic and depressing movies. One of my favorite guilty pleasure movies is a movie called Remember Me with Rob Pattinson. If you haven't seen that movie, I highly, highly recommend it. But if you're feeling kind of sad, I wouldn't watch it because it'll just make you want to jump off a cliff. But it's one of my favorite movies ever. I watch it a lot. Number 10. Have you ever met one of your idols? Yes. Last year, around my birthday, Chris Colfer was releasing a book, and he was going to be in New Jersey for a book signing. So I got up at like 4:30 in the morning and drove to the bookstore, waited in line for like 2 hours, got my book, hung out for a bit, came back, waited in line for like 7 hours, and I met Chris Colfer. So this is the book, The Land of Stories. If you haven't read it or bought it or heard anything about it, it's awesome. I literally read it in a few hours. I kept the little thingy. And we got up to meet him. I was freaking out. The entire time we were standing in line, I was like, I'm gonna meet Chris Colfer. This is no big deal. I'm gonna act like a normal person because, you know, everyone here is gonna scream and cry. And I get up to meet him, and I'm literally, tears are in my eyes, my hands are shaking, and it was the day before my birthday. And I was like, tomorrow is my birthday. Could you wish me happy birthday? And he goes, oh, happy birthday, honey. And I lost it. The best birthday since. So here's his signature. There's a little smiley face, and I saw people selling their book. That made me really upset. Like, I waited in line all that time, and your ass is selling a book? No way. Number 11, first video game you obsessed over. One of the first video games I obsessed over was Spyro. Spyro, Enter the Dragon. Number 12, last movie you saw. The Great Gatsby. It was 3 hours, but it's totally worth it, and it was beautiful. You just can't even. Number 13, what is your biggest pet peeve? This is kind of a weird one, but I hate when the shower mat is wet. Like, you know the mat you put in front of the tub when you get out of the shower? I hate when that's wet. I don't like the feeling of, like, wet carpeting or flooring under my feet. Number 14, have you ever done any of those 30-day challenges? If you don't know what a 30-day challenge is, there's a lot of them going on YouTube and Tumblr and Facebook. It's a set, like a list, and each day you do something different for 30 days. Yes, I'm actually in the middle of one and failing miserably because I keep forgetting. I did the 30-day creative writing challenge. I'm not that great at writing. I dabble here and there, and so I did that, and it was so much fun. Number 15, show one of your favorite things in your room. Okay, I made this, and it's a bear with an R, and it's glittery, and one side is not finished. But it's literally one of my favorite things in my room because most embarrassing thing that happened to you at school, number 16. When I was in middle school, I can remember this vividly. I fell down the steps. Not just one flight, but 2 flights. I just kept tumbling. I guess if you get it, like the corner of the last step at a certain angle, then you could just whoop. Number 17, do you like anime? If so, name some of your favorites. Yes, I love anime. Some of my favorites, Inuyasha, Death Note, Do Ra Ra Ra, Junjo Romantica, Sailor Moon, obviously. 18, if time travel existed, would you fix any moments of your past? No, because everything happens for a reason. Number 19, NSYNC or Backstreet Boys? Obviously NSYNC. I actually saw them in concert when I was super young, and I loved it. Last but not least, number 20, which YouTuber would you love to meet? That's a really tough question. I would love to meet Charles Trippy. I've been watching his videos for 3 years now, and I just think he's a really genuine and awesome guy, and everything that he went through with his seizures and brain tumor and all that stuff, he's able to talk about it and show that he's strong and overcome anything. So yeah, go Charles!